from where the news comes first. This is News Channel 2 at noon.
Now at noon, 3 words, enjoy the day. It's going to be a gorgeous one out there, and meteorologist Jill Reel has all of the details from the Weather Center. And respecting the red, white, and blue, how to get a new flag and properly dispose of your old one ahead of Flag Day. And a shallow applicant pool for some police agencies cut in half from recent years. Good afternoon, I'm Chelsea Moore. They used to line up in droves, but lately local police agencies are having a hard time attracting and retaining job applicants. It's your top story this noon. The police exam is coming up toward the end of summer, so police chiefs want to get the word out to anyone who's been wanting to apply. In Utica, even as recently as 2 or 3 years ago, they enjoyed a much larger applicant pool, but lately not much of a buffer to fill open spots.
Last year, when we gave our examination, we had just over 200 people apply. 2 years previous to that, we had well over 400 people apply. We had over 200 applicants. Just over 100 showed up for our physical agility test, and then half of those failed.
The exam is September 14th. Starting salary in the academy is $48,000 for UPD. 4 men were taken into custody and a gun taken off the streets. A traffic stop at Conklin and Arthur Streets led police to a loaded handgun, marijuana, and cash. These 4 people in the car are charged with criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a firearm. The arrests were made just after 5 last night. June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Happening today, News Channel 2 will sit down with community activist Patrick Johnson about the recent shootings in the city, including a Dudley Avenue shooting on Friday and a Wiley Street shooting on Sunday. Johnson aims to get to the root of the problem. We'll be live tonight at 5 and 6 from the Empowerment Center in Utica. Let's get a first look at your forecast. Here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
And we're seeing lots of sunshine for this afternoon. Picture perfect weather, not much wind, low humidity, and temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Sky watchers across the region, currently 66 from Becky and West Leiden, 62 from George and Glenmore, 64 from Bill and Old Forge, 72 from Bob and Clinton, and 70 from Helen and Castle. As expected, quiet conditions on our Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Not much going on across New York State. Not even seeing any cloud cover for this afternoon. So do expect plenty of sunshine for today as temperatures warm up into the 70s. Unfortunately, rain returns tomorrow. Look at that forecast coming up.
Thank you, Jill. Well, it's a beautiful day to check out the Rome Farmers Market on your lunch hour. It's happening on the green at Rome City Hall, and while this happens every Wednesday, today the market has extended hours. It's open from now until 7. Starting at 4, the Rome Rotary Interact Club from RFA will have face painting, student art, music, and a bake sale. And a traffic alert to make way for Summerfest 2019 starts tonight at 7 o'clock. Summerfest is Thursday and Friday from 11 to 9. Starting tonight for setup, Genesee Street will be blocked from Elizabeth and Columbia Streets to Blandina and Washington Streets. Also, DeVoe and Blandina Streets will be blocked from Genesee Street to the State Office Building. Several other detours in this area are in place for Summerfest. From 5 to 7 tonight, head out to Sicken at 624, the former Sickenburger Lane on Varick Street. They're holding an art supply fundraiser to benefit the Neighborhood Center's Adult Recovery Services program. Live art will be taking place there, donation of $10 at the door. This is only for those of you 21 and older. Well, it's become a Flag Day tradition for a local insurance company. Take old American flags and give out new ones. Flag Day is on Friday. The Forgo Agency, along with NYCM Insurance, host this flag exchange program every year. Your old flags will be properly retired and you'll be given a new one to fly proudly. The exchange is happening today, tomorrow, and Friday at the office on Clinton Road in New Hartford.
And it just brings, just a fun celebration of, it makes you remember and think about the importance of flying the flag and giving honor to the veterans who have risked their lives. And one of our signs said, freedom isn't free. It's because of the bravery of our men and women who have fought for that freedom.
And you don't have to turn in a flag to get a new one. Hours are 9 to 5 while supplies last. The Oriskany American Legion will hold a decommissioning ceremony on Friday. Decision 2020 now. President Trump and leading Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden unloaded on each other at dueling events in Iowa. Peter Alexander reports.
In Iowa, a possible presidential preview.
Sleepy Joe. He's a sleepy guy.
I believe that Trump poses a fundamental threat to America.
That escalating feud between President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden on full display in a day of dueling events.
People don't respect him, even the people that he's running against. They're saying, where is he? What happened?
Biden casting the 2020 race as a referendum on President Trump.
We have to clearly and fully reject, for our own safety's sake, his view of the presidency.
The former vice president taking aim at some of the president's most striking past comments as the Democratic crowd roared.
Quote, I have complete power. No, you don't, Donald Trump. Or only I can fix it. Fix yourself first, Donald Trump. When has the president ever used those phrases?
President Trump so far ignoring the advice of aides who have warned him against elevating Biden, repeatedly bashing him in personal terms.
Biden, who's a loser. I mean, look, Joe never got more than 1%, except Obama took him off the trash heap. Joe Biden is a dummy. I think he's the weakest mentally. And I like running against people that are weak mentally. I think Joe is the weakest up here.
While President Trump is publicly dismissive of Biden, privately his allies tell NBC News the president is concerned about Biden's prospects, with recent polls showing Biden maintaining an advantage over the sprawling Democratic field and in a head-to-head matchup with the president. Even in the face of the occasional protester, Biden displaying a different campaign style.
That's okay. Be nice. This is not a Trump rally.
Now, due to changes in state voting laws, the Madison County DMV in Wampsville will be closed on primary day. That's June 25th. The reason is New York amended the paid voting leave law to give workers in the state up to 3 hours of paid time off to go and vote. The DMV is closing to let workers vote. Now, this is just Madison County. Oneida County, Herkimer County, and Otsego County DMV offices will be open. Still ahead, bond refunding in Oneida County is saving some major money. We'll give you the details coming up. Plus, food allergies have more than doubled in the last decade. But why? And News Talk is coming up. Today we've got Paul Raymond here to answer your questions about Social Security.
You're watching News Channel 2 at noon. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Rio.
Fantastic weather for this morning, and we'll continue as we head throughout the afternoon. A live look at our Carbone Auto Group tower cam. Again, mostly sunny skies as we are looking towards the east. And we're not going to see too much in the way of cloud cover as we go throughout the afternoon. Closer look at downtown Utica. You don't need the jacket anymore, but you do need the sunglasses as you head out the door. We're up to 70 degrees. Our overnight low was 43. So our temperatures are rebounding nicely for this afternoon. Again, the difference between today and Tuesday, obviously the cloud cover and no wind. We're not talking about breezy conditions for this afternoon. So your weather headlines as you head out the door, enjoy the weather. We're talking about beautiful weather for this afternoon and evening. Cooler, much cooler for tomorrow, and it comes at a cost with more rain as well. So today is the day to enjoy the nice weather. Temperatures warming up nicely, even up north. 71 in Lowville, 63 in Big Moose, 70 in Whitesboro, 72 in New Hartford. Heading to the south across the southern valleys, 71 in Oneonta, 70 in Sherburne, and 66 in Hamilton. Thinking about taking care of the lawn, today is the day to do it, or tomorrow morning. Today we are expecting lots of sunshine, but for tomorrow, if you want to take care of that lawn, you want to do it early on, we will see rain develop as we head towards Thursday afternoon, evening, and unfortunately it looks like the rain is going to stick around as we head into Friday. So on our Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, quiet as expected. Not much in the way of cloud cover across the region. We're seeing a little bit of clouds as you head back towards Buffalo, west of Buffalo. That cloud cover will be making its way into central New York, but not until tonight. So do expect lots of sunshine throughout the day. Temperatures warming up into the mid-70s across the region. We'll see mostly sunny skies continuing into the evening hours. So great evening maybe to go for a walk. By 11 o'clock, that's when the cloud cover will move on in. Now the cloud cover going to keep us mild throughout the overnight. So starting off tomorrow morning in the mid-50s with mostly cloudy skies and a few showers. Temperatures are not going to go anywhere for tomorrow. We'll only be in the upper 50s by the noon hour to near 60 degrees for the afternoon with scattered showers continuing. Rain will become more widespread as we head towards Thursday evening, continuing into Thursday night. And unfortunately, showers will be lingering into Friday. No rain for today. Nothing but sunshine across central New York. Temperatures warming up into the mid-70s for tonight. Increase in clouds. We do stay dry throughout the overnight. If you want to leave those windows open. Taking a look at the rest of your forecast. Again, for tomorrow, starting off in the 50s, we only warm up into the low 60s as we head into the afternoon with rain continuing for Thursday and unfortunately Friday, but we do dry out on Saturday. So today, as I've been saying all morning long, the best day for the next 7 days.
So today's your day. Take your chance and get on out there.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Jill. Well, food allergies have more than doubled over the last decade, yet 2/3 of children who develop one don't have a parent with one. Jennifer Veglis reports.
What's more frustrating than being unable to enjoy a food you used to love?
You can develop a food allergy at any age. In fact, 50% of people with a food allergy develop it in adulthood.
Or keeping a beloved food out of the house to prevent an allergic reaction from just one family member. The most common allergy in children: peanuts, followed by dairy, soy, and tree nuts.
In adults, for example, shrimp is the most common food allergy, representing about 3% of adults.
Those numbers are on the rise.
We've seen a doubling of food allergies each of the last few decades. And in part, we know genetics play a part of any kind of medical condition.
The good news, experts are learning more about a major influencing factor: environment. Pediatrician and author Dr. Wendy Sue Swanson says some parents make a mistake following the hygiene hypothesis.
The idea that you can kind of raise a child in too sterile of an environment, and the research that even if you're raising a baby and a toddler in the presence of a puppy or a dog, it's good for them and decreases the likelihood that they'll develop allergies later in life.
Dr. Swanson says it's no different with food allergies.
New research over the last 5 years is helping guide how we actually advise parents to introduce and include foods in a baby and toddler's diet to help combat the food allergy rates that we're seeing.
First step, talk to your pediatrician on how to get started.
Make sure that your child's skin is really maintained, meaning eczema or dry skin is a risk factor for developing food allergies.
Then start introducing peanut, dairy, and fish into your child's diet as young as 4 to 6 months, building a roadmap for a happy and healthier future for your child.
Coming up on News Channel 2 at noon, some good news for those kiddos and their teddy bears. We'll tell you all about Build-A-Bear's Pay Your Age promotion. And News Talk is coming up next. Today we have Paul Raymond here to answer your questions about Social Security.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by the Lake House Restaurant in Richfield Springs.
Welcome back. It's News Talk, and we're here with Paul Raymond. He's the Assistant District Manager for the Social Security Office, correct?
Yep.
All right, Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now, first, I know we want to talk about just a warning to folks out there. There are some Social Security scams that are going around.
Correct. Yeah. I know we've mentioned it the past few months we've been on News Talk. Unfortunately, there's people trying to impersonate Social Security employees. They're calling up, threatening to either suspend your benefits, suspend your record, stop your check, promise you an increase in benefits. We advise everybody to not give out this information, whether it's your first name, your date of birth, your Social Security number, any private information you don't want to disclose. If you don't have anything that's currently pending with our office or with the Social Security Administration, be even on heightened alert. If you have an active claim, you may receive a call from our office, but in no way would it ever be any kind of threatening call or anything where we would suspend or threaten to suspend anything.
Okay, awesome. Good to know. That's a good reminder. And we do want to open up the phone lines. The number to call is 793-WKTV. That's 793-9588. First caller up is Elizabeth. Elizabeth, what's your question?
Hi. I was just wondering, if I am still working, do I have to file for Medicare?
Okay, it depends. When you are eligible for Medicare, you most likely will be eligible for Medicare at age 65. If you are filing for Medicare, there's two major parts. Medicare Part A is for your hospitalization. Medicare Part B is the one that carries the premium. If there is a provision in the law that if you're still working and covered underneath your employer group health plan or a spouse's employer group health plan, you may be eligible to refuse the Medicare. And at that point, when either you stop working or your insurance ends, you may qualify under what we call a special enrollment period, and then you can sign up for Medicare. The advantage with this is that you can hold off on signing up for Medicare, paying that premium, and then you don't have to pay that extra penalty for enrolling late. But again, both things have to be true. One, you're still currently working, or you're covered underneath your spouse's employer group health plan or your own employer group health plan.
Okay, the next caller is Tammy. Tammy, what's your question?
Hi. I am currently receiving Social Security disability, and I'd like to know what happens if I move to a different state.
It will have no impact on how much you collect. You'll still be receiving that same dollar amount. The only thing we suggest is as soon as you move that you contact us and update your address, so that way any future communications or letters would be able to go to your correct address. If you are going to be changing your direct deposit, we strongly advise that you let us know as soon as possible that you're going to be changing your bank account, but caution you on closing your old bank account until you see that deposit into your new bank account. The last thing you want to do is, we try to send your check, it doesn't go to the right account, or we try to send it to a closed account and then we have to reissue your check. Just that way you ensure you get your check on time.
Okay, awesome. The next caller up is Karen. Karen, what's your question?
Okay, I'm just, I've been receiving this call from this eldest, and he keeps on telling me he's from Social Security, and he keeps telling me that he's going to do this, that, and the third. I have the number. It's 1-740.
So are you asking if that's a scam? Is that what you're saying?
7951. Yeah, that's the number that I'm getting it from.
Unfortunately, these scammers are able to not only use their phone numbers, they're able to manipulate it as if it's even coming from our office or our national number. Again, if you don't have anything pending with Social Security and you're not expecting a call, I would be on heightened alert. And again, anytime anyone's calling, whether it's our agency or anybody else, please protect your personal information, especially your Social Security number, your name, your date of birth, your address. Unfortunately, these scammers use anything they possibly can to try to open up lines of credit or do whatever they can. So just be very vigilant on information. If you go to our website, there is information about contacting the Office of Inspector General. They are investigating these fraud allegations in these scams. But again, it's happening so often to so many people. I myself even get those phone calls trying to impersonate someone from our office.
Okay, I think that's all the time we have for right now for News Talk, but Paul is going to be here later in the show to answer more of your questions. So again, if you didn't get to call this round, you can catch him the next round. So the number to call is 793-WKTV. And coming up next, News Channel 2 will have your business report. It's time for your News Channel 2 financial report. A group of state attorneys filed a federal lawsuit to block T-Mobile's bid for Sprint, citing consumer harm. New York's Attorney General, along with those from 9 other states, filed the suit to halt the proposed merger of the two companies. T-Mobile has made a $26.5 billion bid for Sprint. Target is recalling 29,000 toddler rain boots. The recall involves Cat and Jack unicorn rain boots in sizes 5 through 12. The unicorn horn on the rain boots can detach and potentially pose a choking hazard to young children. So far, there are 11 cases of the unicorn's horn detaching, but no injuries have been reported. Build-A-Bear is bringing the Pay Your Age promotion back, but this time with new rules. Only a limited number of tickets will be available. Last year's event prompted extremely long lines and stores closing early. To participate this year, you have to be part of the store's rewards program, and you need to be signed up before June 16th. If you're picked, you'll get an email. Build-A-Bear is in Destiny, USA in Syracuse. Well, that will do it for this half hour. If you're watching us on CBS Utica, The Young and the Restless is up next. And for those watching on WKTV, more news is coming up.
Listen to News Channel 2 at sunrise, noon, and the Live at 5 news hour on Talk 100.7 FM. Talk Radio has moved to the FM dial on Talk 100.7 FM.
Through bond refunding, nearly $1 million has been saved right here in Oneida County. By bond refunding, Oneida County's paid off old debt and replaced it with new debt at a reduced interest rate. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti, along with County Comptroller Joe Timpano, say the refunding of $12.9 million this year has led to the total cash savings of $911,424. In a statement, Pacenti said, quote, "We are always looking for ways to save the taxpayers of Oneida County money. The stewardship both Comptroller Timpano and I hold over the finances of this government are of the utmost importance, and we will continue to be vigilant in the pursuit of sound and responsible economic practices." Since 2008, nearly $4.2 million has been saved. Well, after 50 years in the aviation maintenance profession, a Marcy man has the distinct honor of being awarded the highest recognition by the FAA. Bob Malero was presented with the Charles Taylor Award. The Master Mechanic Award is presented to an individual who has exhibited professionalism, skill, and expertise for at least 50 years in the aviation maintenance profession. Because his father was an FAA certified mechanic, you could say it's in his blood. In fact, he graduated from the Riverside School of Aeronautics, a school his father founded. His father also won this award back in 1994.
The sky's the limit. You get out of something what you put into it. I put 50 years into this. So did my dad. So, following in his footsteps, I had to make the best of it, So I got nominated, and the FAA called and said, "Hey, you got a nomination here for the award." And I went, "What?"
Bob tells us he should be retired by now, but he just can't step away from the job, especially when it's in your blood. Comedian Jon Stewart appeared before Congress, but it was no laughing matter. Stewart appeared before the House Judiciary Committee, where he pushed for the extension of the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund, which is set to expire next year. Stewart, along with bipartisan lawmakers, say some 17 years later, first responders and their survivors still need financial help. They're pushing to fully fund the fund until at least 2090.
Certainly 9/11 first responders shouldn't have to decide whether to live or to have a place to live. And the idea that you can only give them 5 more years of the VCF because you're not quite sure what's going to happen 5 years from now, well, I can tell you, I'm pretty sure what's going to happen 5 years from now. More of these men and women are going to get sick, and they are going to die.
The House Judiciary Committee is scheduled to vote on the extension today. Hong Kong police fired tear gas and high-pressure water hoses against protesters who had gathered outside government headquarters today in opposition to a proposed extradition bill that has become a lightning rod for concerns over Greater Chinese control and erosion of civil liberties in the territory. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Hong Kong.
Police have been firing tear gas and trying to push back protesters to clear the area around the legislative building where that controversial extradition law was supposed to be debated today, but lawmakers announced a delay. They still say they're going to push it through by July. They say obviously people misunderstand that it's designed to guarantee that Hong Kong doesn't become a safe haven for fugitives. But thousands of people here see it differently.
This ad is actually showing that they did not think, they don't care about our voices. It's really sad.
They believe that this is just the latest on a list of threats to Hong Kong's autonomy. They say that this law is going to target dissidents and effectively pull people into China's opaque judicial system. They have vowed that they will return to the streets, but for now, police are doing what they can to get them back.
It's time for our first look at the weather in this half hour. Once again, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
Seeing quiet weather across the region, dry weather as well, which means that pollen count is high for today. That pollen is going to continue to increase throughout the afternoon. So if you're dealing with itchy eyes, sneezing, well, it's going to continue for today, but not tomorrow or Friday as rain does return to central New York. Temperatures starting off in the 70s, 73 in New Hartford as well as Loudville, 70 in West Berlin, a little bit cooler in Cooperstown, 69 and 69 at Skenevis, but nothing but sunshine for this afternoon. Fantastic weather, but clouds beginning to move into the Buffalo area will make its way into central New York as we head towards late tonight, and rain returns tomorrow. So enjoy today. We'll look at the rest of your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Jill. Want to bring some joy into your life? Dance. In fact, research shows that dancing can improve your health by boosting your overall happiness. Janet Zappola reports.
The thing I like is guys that can dance are chick magnets.
And that's how dance makes Mike Rodeer happy. Others are more about how dance can help keep the body agile.
Constant movement. My body gets that oiling that it needs from movement on the floor.
A low-impact cardio workout like dance makes you more flexible, improves balance, strengthens bones and muscles, and can also help ward off illnesses, including dementia.
So the count's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. As you're always thinking, you're thinking of steps, you're thinking of timing, slows, quicks.
MC Callahan's been teaching ballroom dancing since the early 80s, and she's passionate about how dance helps people stay sharp and social. Here, it's also proven to be a bit of a dating haven.
Not intentionally, but it really does happen.
I met this lovely lady dancing.
It appears that when it comes to exercise, we release much more endorphins when we dance.
Different ages, and it's so great. It's just wonderful.
Yeah. Dancing is contagious. Hard to just stand around when everyone is having such a good time.
It's really called the joy of dancing. The joy of dancing. And cross, and then back, yeah, and cross, and back.
All right, still ahead, meteorologist Jill Reel joins us with your full Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And in News Talk, we'll have another round of Social Security questions with Paul Raymond. Stay tuned after the break.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
Lots of sunshine across central New York for this afternoon. Beautiful weather on our Carbone Auto Group Tower Cam. As we look towards the east, mostly sunny skies will continue throughout this afternoon into the evening hours. So get out and enjoy. Even if you do have to work by 5 o'clock, it still will be sunny out. Closer look at downtown Utica. We are warming up nicely now at 70 degrees at Griffith Park, and not much in the way of wind. We dealt with the wind on Tuesday, but not the case for this afternoon. We're going to see light winds across the region. So your weather headlines, I don't have to tell you, but it's going to be fantastic weather for this afternoon and evening, but much cooler as we head towards tomorrow. And on top of that, we will be dealing with rain as well, not only for Thursday, but for Friday as well. No rain for today. Beautiful weather. A little cooler up in Big Moose at 64, but 73 in Loudville, 73 in New Hartford, 72 in Whitesboro. As we head to the south across the southern valleys, 72 in Oneonta, 73 in Sherburne, and 70 in Hamilton. Remember, we started off this morning in the 30s and 40s, so we're warming up pretty quickly across the region. Thinking about taking care of the lawn, do some gardening, just head outside. Today is the day to do it. If you want to take care of the lawn tomorrow, early on, rain will be developing as we go throughout the day. Looks to be a bit of a washout for Friday. Most of Saturday, though, now looking to stay relatively dry. Speaking of dry conditions on our Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As we zoom out, I am tracking some cloud cover back west of Buffalo. That's going to move in tonight, so do expect sunshine to continue for this afternoon into the evening hours. And with that sunshine, temperatures will be warming up into the mid-70s as we go throughout the afternoon, evening. Now tonight, after about 11 o'clock, here comes the cloud cover. Mostly cloudy skies throughout the overnight into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, waking up with a few showers around, but relatively dry weather and mild in the mid-50s. Now, I wish we said we warmed up throughout the day, but we're not going to. Temperatures will only be warming up into the upper 50s to low 60s by the noon hour. Scattered showers will continue throughout the afternoon. More widespread rain will move in as we head towards Thursday night. And unfortunately, scattered showers will be lingering into Friday with that cloud cover, and temperatures will be struggling to get out of the 50s. But mid-70s for today, lots of sunshine. As we head into tonight, increase in clouds, temperatures dropping back into the 50s. And taking a look at the rest of your forecast for tomorrow, Cloudy and cool with scattered showers throughout the day. Temperatures in the low 60s. Some scattered showers will continue for Friday, but 70s return for the weekend. Chelsea?
Thank you, Jill. Well, do you play video games? Now 3/4 of households have someone who does. And contrary to popular belief, almost half of gamers are women. Liz McLaughlin has the latest from the E3 Expo, including big changes in the gaming industry and the people who support it.
Walking in here, I almost teared up.
Amanda Van Heil is one of the thousands of gamers checking out the latest and greatest in video games at the E3 Expo in Los Angeles.
It was like a dream of mine when I was like 12. I just remember telling my mom reading in Nintendo Power, there's this place called E3 and I really want to go there.
And more women are making that happen. According to the Entertainment Software Association, the face of gaming is changing.
Today, 46% of gamers are women, and in fact, more women play than teenage boys.
As players become more diverse, so do the game's creators and the characters featured in them.
That will keep encouraging women to keep picking up controllers, going on their PCs, and exploring all the games.
The average gamer in the U.S. is now 33 years old. And for the first time this year, more millennials have a subscription video game service than pay for traditional TV.
They've been talking about wanting to try more games and take the games with them, and that's what it's all about.
Experts say video games are reaching new audiences, in part because they're more accessible.
So I'm excited for that.
With more companies, including Nintendo, focusing on social and online gaming.
For fun and unique experiences for every type of gamer, and importantly with the Nintendo Switch, allow you to play your way.
With new remote platforms and streaming libraries on the horizon, a growing pool of gamers will have even more ways to play. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
All right, as promised, we're back here with News Talk with Paul Raymond from the Social Security Office, and he is here to answer all of your questions. So the number to call is 793-WKTV. That's 793-9588. Now, Paul, I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but let's again just reiterate the importance of not giving vital information over the phone.
Correct. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of people who've been receiving scam phone calls, people impersonating a Social Security employee, stating that they're going to stop their benefits, suspend their Social Security card, increase their benefits, whatever the case might be. These are most likely scammers. No Social Security employee would ever threaten anybody to stop their benefits. These scammers are looking to obtain all your personal information, whether it's your name, your date of birth, your address, your bank account, your Social Security information. So you just have to remain very vigilant in the information that you provide. And if you don't have anything pending or you're not expecting a phone call from Social Security, be on the lookout. If you're not sure, you can always ask the person for their phone number, hang up, and then find the number for our office and call. But you really want to be careful on the information that you provide because you don't want anyone to get that information and then they use it to make fraudulent bank accounts and credit cards and et cetera.
So again, with companies and businesses, if they're legitimate, they wouldn't mind if you said, hold on, let me double
Correct.
check and call your customer service line or whatever, just to make sure that this is legit.
Absolutely. And again, if someone is really legitimate, then it's not going to be a problem. And again, if you have something that you're expecting a phone call, if you have a claim that's pending or you have an upcoming appointment, you may receive a call from us. But again, if you're collecting benefits and you're not used to getting anything, I would be very vigilant. And again, you can always hang up and call them back.
Okay, awesome. The number to call is 793-WKTV. That's 793-9588. The first caller up is Paul. Paul, what's your question?
My question is this, and my wife passed away 2 years ago from ovarian cancer, but when in 1975, around that time, she suffered a lot. She lost an eye to cancer, and we went for SSI, and they wouldn't give us the SSI. And then when she passed away, I didn't get the $250-something because they said that she didn't earn enough points. I never knew that.
Okay, we're talking about two different programs. So in order to qualify for the $255 one-time death benefit, you've had to work and pay into the Social Security system where they take that tax out of your paycheck. And in order to be eligible or have a spouse or disabled child or child under the age of 18 be eligible, you've had to pay into that system. If you haven't paid enough in and received enough credits, therefore you wouldn't be eligible. And the same thing would happen if you haven't paid enough in, you wouldn't be eligible for retirement benefits. If you've never worked, therefore you wouldn't be entitled. The SSI program is a needs-based program, and that's a program that's strictly dependent upon your income and your resources and your current living arrangement. And again, without looking at your record, my assumption would be that if you were currently working at that time, when they went to look and see if your wife would be eligible, they'd have to consider all of your income and resources to determine eligibility, because again, it is a needs-based program. So those are two separate programs, even though the lines may be a little blurred. Unfortunately, they're two separate programs and there's different rules for each one.
Okay, thank you. Good question. Next call up is Lori. Lori, what's your question?
My question is, my ex-husband is on disability and I'm on disability, and I was wondering, can I collect from him? And if so, would it take from him?
Okay, first, in order to qualify for any benefits on a divorced spouse, you have to be married at least 10 years. So depending upon how long you were married, that would be one thing. Second of all, in order to qualify for those benefits, you'd have to be at least 62 years old and eligible for a retirement benefit. You can always contact our office and we can take a look at it, but my guess is, dependent upon what your situation is, you may or may not qualify for that without looking at your record specifically.
Okay, great questions. That's all the time we have today for questions. Thank you so much, Paul, for
Thank you.
coming. We will have much more news and weather coming up after the break here on News Channel 2. We are wishing a very happy 11th anniversary today to Randy and Elena Dibble. They have one daughter, Sophia. And also a happy anniversary today to Brian and Cassie Rood of Marcy. They're celebrating 20 years of marriage today. Congratulations to all of you. If you have an anniversary coming up, we want to hear from you. Please mail, fax, or email your announcement to the locations on your screen. Be sure to include the couple's name, the anniversary date, and a brief summary about their life together. We will tell you about local anniversaries every day here on News Channel 2 at noon. Well, speaking of anniversaries, a quarter century ago today, Nicole Brown Simpson, ex-wife of O.J. Simpson, and her friend Ronald Goldman were found murdered in Los Angeles. The gruesome discovery ignited a media frenzy. Simpson was charged and tried for the murders, but a jury found him not guilty on all counts. Now, all these years later, the sister of one of the victims is re-examining the case. Dan Sheneman has the story.
Kim Goldman still wants answers. Her brother Ronald was murdered with Nicole Brown Simpson 25 years ago. Nicole's ex-husband, football legend O.J. Simpson, quickly became the focus of the investigation. It was the biggest story in the world, in what was called the trial of the century.
We, the jury,
Simpson was acquitted.
Not guilty of the crime of murder.
Now, Kim Goldman is revisiting the murders and the trial.
Dear Mr. Simpson, hello. It's me, Kim, Ron Goldman's sister.
She has a new podcast, Confronting O.J. Simpson.
I'm wondering if you would sit down and talk to me. I just want to understand whatever can be understood. That's a letter that I wrote to the man I believe brutally killed my brother.
Goldman has been critical of the way the story has been portrayed. Too much about O.J., not enough about the victims.
And I'm forced now to have to endure this week after week.
Simpson, who served time in prison on unrelated charges, is not talking and trying to move on.
He's always had a positive attitude, but now it is the centerpiece of his life. He said, my kids and I, we are now living in a no negative zone.
But while Simpson tries to live his life, the families of the victims can't get over the lives lost. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
Coming up, we'll take a look at what the team's working on for 5 and 6, plus Howard is in the Mr. Food kitchen.
It's summer, and that means we need to come up with a new deli salad to keep everyone excited. Well, we've got just the one to do that. And is it ever tasty? With all the summertime cookouts, backyard bashes, and family get-togethers, deli salads are always on the top of the what to serve list. But even the best of them can get pretty boring after a while. So we came up with one that is a cross between the best macaroni salad and a fill-you-up Cobb salad. We start by cooking some elbow macaroni like usual and draining them really well. While it cools, we cut up a couple of hard-boiled eggs, because no Cobb salad is complete without them. Now, to the pasta, we add diced deli ham, a bit of cheddar cheese, along with some cut up red pepper, celery, avocado, and a bit of crumbled bacon. This gets combined with the dressing we made by mixing together some mayo with a splash of vinegar, a little sugar, and a touch of salt. Garnish this with the hard-boiled eggs and more crumbled bacon, and it's ready to serve. And unlike most pasta salads, this is hearty enough to be a meal in itself. I really do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for what we call Cobb macaroni salad, so you can serve it at your next shindig. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tasty new way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Hey, you stole my fork.
All right, we're taking a look at what we're covering tonight. First, on the Live at 5 News Hour, the City of Utica activists are speaking out on the recent gun violence to plague the city. Then on News Channel 2 at 6, the Sylvan Beach Pier is falling apart, but who is going to fix it? We'll have all of the details. Jill.
And for the rest of today, take advantage of this nice weather, beautiful outside. Temperatures will make their way into the mid-70s for this afternoon. Not much in the way of wind under mostly sunny conditions. We'll begin to see an increase in clouds for tonight, but we do stay dry throughout the overnight into tomorrow morning. Now for Thursday, lots of cloud cover across the region. We'll be tracking some scattered showers throughout the day. Better chance for steady rain for Thursday evening into Thursday night. Even with that rain and cloud cover, temperatures will barely get into the low 60s. Same for Friday, scattered showers across the region with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures once again staying in the low 60s. We'll be in the 70s as we head into the weekend.
All right, so enjoy the beautiful weather today. Thank you so much, Jill. That'll do it for News Channel 2 at noon. From all of us here, have a great day.